week's episode is sponsored by Helio Gas Detection and Rising Suns, the award-winning brewery in Cork. Hey everyone, this is Letty for the Smashing Skull Sessions. I'm here with Seb Alvarez from the band Meth. Sebastian, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm all good. I've been looking forward to this interview all day, so let's get to it.
All right, let's dive in.
So for our listeners who maybe haven't heard of you before, would you like to introduce yourself and the role you play in the band Meth?
Yeah, I am the vocalist and kind of creative person behind it, I guess. It started off as like my solo project, and then I brought in a bunch of just my friends from the area and everything, and yeah, we've just turned it into a full-fledged thing. So
You're the mastermind behind it.
in a way, I don't want to take too much credit because those guys do a hell of a lot as well. But it just started as my own thing initially, but yeah, they kind of carry me in a lot of ways. So
How would you describe your sound?
um annoying, just really shrill, and we just try to create as much like texture and noise as we can within our music, and just try to evoke uh, just things that don't really feel natural, I guess. And we just really want to just make something that just kind of hits people, and either they'll love it or they'll just fucking completely hate it, and I'm okay with either way. So
You evoke a reaction either way.
yeah, exactly. Like I just want to pull something out of people in a way, just
Yeah.
create a discomfort, I guess. So
When I got sent the your newer single Shame, I was actually taken aback by it, like, whoa, like this is really intense.
oh, thank you.
But as you said, there's loads of texture to it, and that was like really interesting to me. It was like there's so much to peel back from it.
Yeah, we really wanted to dive in, especially on this next release, into just kind of creating just like atmosphere. I feel like our last couple releases, it was very much just like being more like on the chaotic side and kind of jumping from like idea to idea. And this one, we kind of just wanted to live in the shit, I guess, and just kind of really envelop people into just like the sound textures, and just kind of really pull in our influences of just making things just feel as horrible as they can, I guess.
Yeah,
So,
because I've sent it on to a couple of people because I was like, this is amazing. Like I've never heard anything like this before. And they were like, what is this? I was like, this is the band Meth.
no, I love that so much. Yeah, we've it's been really fun seeing like the reactions of people on both ends of the spectrum. It's either like that, where like we get like a lot of very complimentary things, or like people on the other end are just like, this is fucking dog shit. And I love it either way, because I was
Yeah,
like, it just pulls something. So at least it's not like a meh reaction or something. So
exactly. You get some sort of comment.
mhm.
So Meth is a really interesting band name. Is there a story behind it?
um not really. I So when I initially started this project, it was just kind of like a bedroom project, and the music I was writing for it just felt very like just really jagged and harsh, and it just felt like the appropriate name to name the project. And then as things went on and like the band kind of started to gain steam, it was just like we just kind of kept with it. It definitely wasn't a project that I thought would take off in any way. So I was just like, I don't know, I'm just gonna name it this. It'll be like a one EP type thing, and I'll just move on to whatever the hell I'm doing next. And but it's really taken off, and it's uh just something too that like I never really want to promote like drug use or anything like that either within the band. I know the band's name is Meth and everything, and but like I also just very much like not meth, but just like other addictive tendencies and
Yeah.
stuff that I've had. I tried to be very aware of like the stigmas with it, but also be conscious of that a lot of people deal with addiction and everything. And I don't want to feel like I'm exploiting like addiction by having this band name, but also since we do have it, I feel like we need to kind of bring a little bit of awareness to it and just let people know too that like everything in the realm of addiction is it's very heavily rooted with within the music community and everything, and that um there is a lot more to it than just being like I see a lot of people like comment on stuff and be like, you should make shirts that say just like do meth on it. And I'm just like, I would never do that in a million years. That's the worst. Like, I don't know. But um
You should make a
yeah.
t-shirt that's like Walter White's side hustle or something.
Oh yeah. There is a good picture of our drummer in a previous band. And they had toured into Albuquerque, and had a shaved head like when he did it. There's a picture of him with like the Walter White like hat and everything too, and I always love uh pulling that back up and sending it to him like once a year or so and just being like, hey, check this out, this is and he's just like, what the fuck, man. Like,
It's just like, Jesse, we need to make noise.
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
There you go. There's your tagline. So your second album, Shame, is coming out the 2nd of February. How was the recording process for it?
um it went well. We kind of did it in like sections. Our guitarist records most everything for us, and we had demoed everything with him initially. And then they went to I wasn't there for the actual like tracking of the instrumentation and everything, but they had gone to this like funeral home in Southern Illinois. And it was just like an old funeral home that was gutted out and turned into like a recording space. So they spent like a week down there and just kind of recorded everything over the course of that week. And then once all the instrumentals and everything were done, I just kind of came in and did vocals and everything over the course of like a month or so last year. Um, but it took a long time to really kind of get everything together. It was a very hard record to write, especially off the heels of the last one. And we were trying to tour heavy, and then COVID hit and everything. So we were just kind of like staying dormant for a little bit. And just with everything going on too, I was like, I don't know if I even really want to continue doing the project in a lot of ways. Like I was just hitting a lot of these weird walls, but I'm really glad that I didn't pull the plug on it or anything. And we were able to kind of finish everything and get it to a point that we felt was appropriate for the band. And that was always, I mean, that's always kind of the catch for us, is just making sure that everything represents kind of what we want to put into the project, and we're not just like writing music just to write it and just be like, okay, we need to get a second album out. Like we want to make sure that the music is like that, we like it, and we can put it out and feel okay with everything. And I just think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, because of course it's representing ye and you have to play it, so you have to like
Yeah.
sort of enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, and just knowing that too, and just being like, okay, like we're gonna have to play these songs over and over and over again. And like I need to be able to feel something when we're playing these songs. And like not only just me, but everyone else too. So like if we're able to evoke that out of each other, I feel like that's the most important thing, just as a band, is to still have those feelings and not feel like we're just like, okay, we're gonna go into this song and okay, here we go. Like I've seen too many bands where it's just like I can tell you're playing your hit or whatever and you don't want to play it and you just want to do something else. And I just never want to be in that area where it just feels like you're just kind of watching someone
Like
just go.
rehearsing a script.
Exactly. Like there needs to be feeling in everything, I think. So
100%. That actually brings us really well onto my next question. Is there a song that you're looking forward to playing the most off of Shame live?
Um, we've been playing a lot of the songs. We've implemented them over the last like year and a half. Also because we're just impatient too, and we're just like uh, we've been doing like half of our old material and kind of half of the newer stuff. But Cruelty, the fifth song on the record, has been really fun to play live. Just for me in particular too, just because I feel like it has the most range vocally. Um, and I can kind of try out a lot more techniques that I really didn't get to do on like Mother of Red Light or anything. There's a lot more lows and just dynamic in this new record as opposed to the other one. It was just more just straight shrill. I have trouble even visiting that old record too.
Yeah,
It's just like I'm like, ah, it's done. I don't need to listen to it ever again. Like,
you've moved
but
on.
yeah, exactly. And I think just kind of like setting those stones too of just being like, okay, like you just kind of keep pushing forward in a lot of ways. Like, and just challenging yourself in a lot of ways too. Like I feel like Shame for me, especially vocally, was just um I got to display every part of myself vocally that
Yeah.
I wanted to. And I feel really happy with how everything turned out too. So
That's
yeah.
that's awesome to hear because like even listening to like some of your older stuff, you've like, okay, I've showed off my lows. Now let me show you the rest of my vocal range. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, no, it's just yeah, and I feel like with this record too, it's just like we were able to lean more into like the noise rock aspect of it. And I just like I don't know, it's just I geek out being able to just be able to just throw whatever I can into the melting pot that is whatever the creation is. So like it just feels it just it feels fun. And not that the other stuff didn't feel fun, but it definitely wasn't as fun as this new stuff. So I kind of feel a little bit more of a charge behind it. So
That's always good to hear. So I'm really looking forward to it.
yeah.
Meth appeared on Audiotree 3 years ago, and I have to say the performance was absolutely phenomenal. Like hats off to you with like the intensity that you bring.
Oh, thank you.
How was the whole Audiotree experience?
um it was really fun. Like honestly the pressure of just like going into it and feeling like okay, like we're live. And they stream the initial play live and then they release it a couple weeks later after like edits and everything. But going into it just being like, okay, like we can't fuck up. Like there's no room for error. And having that kind of pressure in your head in a lot of ways, um it just makes you a lot more aware in different ways. And I fucked up on the audio tree. Like I hear it every single time. Like I've gone back to it maybe like twice, but I can't go back to it anymore because I hear the error on one of the songs where it's like I come in a little early and I'm just like, God damn it. Like what the fuck? But I mean it's just part of the live process and being able to kind of experience not only just performing live and like you're performing in front of like the five or six people in the room, but then in the back of your head, you're like, okay, this is getting streamed out to however many people are watching. So like you kind of have that in the back of your head, and just like dealing with that weird pressure. It was a little bit exhilarating in a lot of ways too. Like it felt really like again, it was really fun. And just being able to kind of try to recreate the live show in an environment that was like a lot more condensed and just like well recorded and everything. And especially for an Audiotree, it's like I feel like every band in the States wants to do an Audiotree and stuff too. So it was like being able to do that was just like, okay, that's a bucket list item checked off. And I don't know, the whole thing just it was very flattering, and it was really interesting too because they have like this wall of like I don't know where they got them because I don't know the history behind Audiotree or anything, but they had like a wall of like gold records, and I think if I remember correctly, there was like a Lindsay Lohan like gold record, and I was like, I didn't even know she had an album, yet alone like a gold record. Like that's fucking amazing.
I think every Disney star has like an album at some point. Like,
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Like if they're just hoarding all the Disney like gold records, it's like I wanna see them all. Like but
uh, that'd be some collection. Like, imagine walking in someone's vinyl collection, it'd be like all Disney stars.
oh my God, yeah. I really, really wanna any any Zac Efron deep cuts, like stuff.
I was a big Austin and Ally fan myself. Like their songs still bang.
Oh hell yeah. That's amazing. Yeah.
Um, if you could collaborate with any musician, dead or alive, who would it be?
God. That's such a complicated question.
Or even
Uh,
form a supergroup?
See, I don't know because if I was in it, I don't think it would be a super group. But, I mean, the cliche answer for me is always just like I've always grown up as like a huge Nirvana fan and like just big Kurt Cobain nerd. But then on the other end of the spectrum too, it's just like Swans, huge, huge influence for me. And like doing anything with like Michael Gira in any sort of capacity, I would probably like not be able like I would just run into traffic afterward and be like, I'm good. Like I don't need to do anything anymore. But like honestly, just like being able to pick like anyone in Nirvana or Swans or like Sonic Youth, like those like early 90s like alt rock noise bands, like they've really kind of shaped a lot of how I think about music and stuff. And I think just being able to pick anyone's brain in that realm would just be a treat for me, like in general. So like I would just say any of those three bands for sure. Of course, you ask for one and I give three because I can't make a
No,
decision.
it's all good. Don't worry about it.
Yes. Yeah.
The more, the merrier.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Nirvana album?
Um, it depends on the month you ask me because it'll go. It's usually between In Utero and Bleach. I would say In Utero right now. I just really love that they dove into such a weird, noisy record after releasing like this huge pop, like Nevermind just being like the biggest album on earth for like a couple years, and then they're just went and recorded with Steve Albini, and we're like, okay, we're gonna write this noise record basically, and it still took off, and I just feel like the '90s in general too. It just there was such a welcoming environment to like noise music and everything, and like it was such a like blip in time, I
Yeah.
guess. That like you couldn't really see a lot of bands succeeding on such a mainstream platform nowadays. Like, I mean, granted too, I mean, every genre has its own like platform because everyone can access whatever at any given point. But it was just cool to see a band like that be so big, or like see bands like Shudder to Think or something like signed to like a major label, and they're releasing some of the like weirdest music I've ever like heard. And
Frank Zappa and the Mother of Inventions, great example of it.
yeah, exactly. Like, and it's just having such a welcoming environment to experimental ideas, and being willing to like funnel money into something that just like, okay, this is strange, but it's like you're willing, like I feel like people are more willing to take risks on things like back then, whereas now it's like
You've got
um
cancel culture and all that.
yeah, and it's like, I mean, you have a lot more to be aware of, just as like a figure within like a music community and everything, but then like you also to just like I feel like the ideas of what success is completely vary between like genres and stuff. Like for us, like with Meth, it's just like, oh, if there's like 40, 50 people at a show, like we'll feel fucking stoked. And we're just gonna like go out and like go as hard as we can. And then like I work with a lot of like bands that are like selling out like 300 to 400 cap rooms or like whatever, then it's like, oh, I wish we could have like done like the 700 cap room or something. And it's like, man, I wish I could be doing like whatever. And it's just like those like little it's just different for everyone. And it's like really interesting to kind of like pick apart what each individual like musician or person's idea of like what success is. And like, I don't know, we've just like all of us have just been doing this for so long that the fact that anyone even gives a shit about our band, or that me and you are even
Yeah.
talking right now, is like wild to me. Like, because I'm just so used to like us playing in like a basement to like five people, and then just being like, oh, it's fine. Like we played with our friends, like we had a couple beers, like who cares? Like that's what this is. And
Yeah,
you were
no,
interested enough to talk to me. And
I
in
got
my
I
like, that's fucking crazy.
as
So
soon as I saw the email come in for the press release for Shame, I was like, this band is called Meth. I need to talk to these.
no, I appreciate you even wanting to. Like it's yeah,
Spread the
it's
word.
yeah.
Uh,
Exactly.
do you have any favorite for any releases that you're looking forward to in 2024 music wise? Any albums you're looking forward to?
Um it's weird because I can't think of anything off the top of my head right
Or
now.
any favorite albums from last year?
Um I just I haven't listened, weirdly enough, I haven't listened to a lot of music. There was like or there was like this Irish band Linkum that released like a really, really cool like folk like experimental folk album. And that was like probably the last thing I was like really into. Um but I think that came out last year. But in terms of everything else, it's just like I'm usually like 4 or 5 years late. So like I feel like stuff that comes out this year I'm gonna find in like 2030 or some shit and be like, oh, has anyone heard of this? And everyone's like, yeah, I've known about this for a very long time. You're behind, as always. Um, but no, I don't know. Like I feel like I've just been pulling from different mediums. I've been watching a lot of movies.
What
Like
movies stood out to you if you're an avid movie watcher?
What was that fucking? There was like a really, really cool horror movie, and of course, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it was uh, like this, like they held hands with like the statue, and it kind of like made you absorb, what the fuck was it called? Oh my God, it's gonna bother me. Um,
I'll add it to the comments if are able to find it. So
yeah, no, I was like, I know it was like an A24 movie. But hold on, I'm gonna be an idiot and look it up right now.
have you been on the Saltburn hype train? I haven't seen it.
Oh, I did watch Saltburn and I thought it was fantastic. Like that was a very, very, very fun movie. Oh, and then Dream Scenario, because I'm a big Nick Cage person. Um, but that movie was really interesting. It was just like, have you seen that?
No, heard the synopsis of it though. It sounds like a really interesting like idea.
Oh yeah, it was super like it was super super interesting. Just like and Nick Cage just fucking kills it. He always kills it for me. I don't like he's just the weirdest range of actor. But that movie was really 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 fucking good. And
I think the
like
only modern movie I saw this year was Barbie.
oh shit, I did see Barbie too, and I enjoyed Barbie. I thought it was fun.
Ryan
Uh,
Gosling was way better. Like he just played Ken like so well.
No, he did. And I was like, and he just fucking looked great. And I like thought it like the whole dynamic of everything with that was really, really, really good. And like the Kate McKinnon's like ugly Barbie or whatever and everything too was really awesome. I I can't think of that fucking horror movie, but I did see the Iron Claw
Um,
recently.
I haven't
Um
seen that one or even heard of it.
Oh, it's like it's based on this family of wrestlers from like the 80s, but it was like all these brothers were wrestlers, but five of them ended up dying
Oh damn.
over the course of like 12 years, and there's only one living relative from that whole family that's still alive, and they kind of go through like the whole like just all of it, like four of them died by
The whole
suicide.
motions.
Yeah, it was and I'm like a huge, huge wrestling fan. So like I was like I knew about it. It was the Von Erichs. And it's like I knew about it beforehand and then like getting to see it. It was like Zac Efron and Jeremy Allen White. Um, they were like the two main like big actors in it. But man, that just it it's a hard watch. It's super, super, super tragic. But like also just like nods on some like fucking insane shit of like one of the brothers getting their foot amputated in a car accident and they kept it under wraps
Spoilers,
for
spoilers.
spoilers. I mean, I guess, but I was like, it's all life shit. Like it all happened. So like I don't know. But yeah, spoiler alert. But it was like he wrestled without a foot for 6 years, like, and didn't tell anyone. And I'm like, how the fuck is that
How'd you get
even?
away with that?
I know. I'm like, how could you be like that good that no one noticed, like in general? And like, it makes me
Imagine
think,
getting a sweet chin music by him. Like you'd be knocked
yeah,
out.
just the nub to the chin, like, fuck, like, it's wild. But it just like it really made me appreciate like I mean I always loved wrestling just because of the amount that you put yourself through to just do this fucking thing that you love to do for no other reason than loving it. And um just seeing that I was just like I couldn't even fucking imagine like even trying, like yet alone like trying well enough and becoming good enough to do something like that. And um I don't know. It's just interesting to see um the willpower of people to like push forward for like their craft in a lot of ways.
If
And
they really believe in it, they're gonna do it one way or another.
ex
Like,
exactly. And yeah, like I don't know. I just it really clicked with me in a lot of ways where I was just like I was like, I don't know. It's just putting your body through a ton of damage, but it feels like it pays off in this weird way. Not that it needs to pay off, but it just like pays off for you. And it kind of just drives you. I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
Oh no, I get you.
yeah.
This leads us to our last question. Do you have any advice for anyone wanting to start a band in 2024?
I guess it just depends on what you're trying to get out of it. Like if you're trying to start a band to like get big and do something like that, then I honestly would suggest anything else. Like, I don't I don't think anyone should start a band on the front of being like, oh, I want to get big and make money off of this or anything. Like, I've been doing this shit for like 18 years at this point, and it's like, it's still just purely passion. Like, this is the only thing that makes sense to me in my head. But if you have a lot of like just feelings about anything, like if you're just like angry or you're fucking, or if you're like really happy or you're just really sad or whatever, and you need to channel it into something, then just fucking channel into this, and or channel into some sort of art, and don't hold it, like, don't keep it in. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to just be music. I feel like just painting or writing things down or just anything in general, just to get whatever is in your head off of you in some sort of way.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with the band 21 Pilots.
I mean, I am a little bit. I don't think I've ever heard a song of theirs, but I know who
they've got a song called Kitchen Sink. I'm pretty sure it's Kitchen Sink. And one of the lyrics is, yeah, paint something and it might be worthless. It's like, as long as you make it, like, and you're happy with it, it doesn't matter if it's worth anything or not. It's like
exactly.
You've made it.
Exactly. And like, I think no matter what you're doing, I think it just needs to be an honest representation of like whatever you're feeling in whatever capacity it is, good or bad. It just like, I just very much think art needs to be a very honest outlet for people, as a way to just kind of, I mean, I don't want to just say just like to express yourself in any way or whatever, but it's just like, it can be as complicated or as simple as you want it to be. And that's what I've always appreciated about just like physical and just music in general. It's like you can put as much or as little into it, and it could resonate in any way with people, or it might not resonate at all. But at the end of the day, it's just like, if you like it, if you like what you're doing, that's really all that matters.
It's worth it then.
Yeah, exactly. And like, if you're feeling like you're getting something out of it, that's really, I feel like the basis of life is just feeling like you're kind of just scratching those itches and feeling like you can kind of just be honest. And I think just being honest in general, is the most important thing you can do. So
it's the best thing you can do. You only live once, like.
Exactly. And like, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff like where you can listen to it and just be like, like, I see exactly what this is. And like, you can like tell what's genuine, what isn't genuine or whatever. And not to say, that anything I do is in one way or the other or whatever, but I like what I'm doing and I feel okay with what I'm doing.
And that's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly. So like, yeah, I don't know. But yeah.
That's some really good advice for all the young people listening to this. So
yeah.
Sebastian, thank you so much for sitting down and talking with me.
No, thank you so much for having me. This was a blast. So
of course. And by the time this interview comes out, Shame will be out. So Shame is out now.
God. It'll be out for everyone, and that is terrifying.
It'll be good.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope people like it. So we'll see.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you. I appreciate it.